Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace an ignition coil on this 2005 GMC Savana 2500 with the 6-liter V8 engine. The tools that you will need is a 7mm and a 10mm socket and ratchet. To start off, go to the driver's side of the vehicle and you'll see there is a panel right here, and you're going to want to remove these two 10mm bolts to secure that panel. And also, you'll see that there's a latch back here. Pull that back towards you and it should unhook that clip there. And then you just want to remove those bolts, and we'll just fast forward as he does this. Now with the bolts removed, you can just pull on that panel. Just reach underneath it and pull it out. Be careful not to pull out the panels above it. Now on the other side, there's two more 10mm bolts securing a panel. You want to just remove these two 10mm bolts, and also, like on the other side, you want to pull back this clip and unlatch that, and we'll fast forward as he removes these two 10mm bolts. Now you just want to pry this panel off. It should pry off pretty easily. Now, in the center of the center console, underneath, there's two more of these latch clips. And what you want to do is you want to just push up on the clips and free them. And then once you have this unlatched, just lift up and pull forward. It should pull right out. Now, to make more room for yourself, the engine is behind this panel, so what you can do is, you can see it can't come out of this vehicle. The seats are in the way, and the seats are only a few bolts if you want to remove them, but if you just want a little bit more room to save time, what you can do is you can just remove, you see there's four 10mm bolts inside this panel, you just want to remove those. Okay, with those bolts out, you can now pull that panel up and off and remove that little top piece. And now, with the overall access panel being shorter, you can push it under the dash, and now you can access those spark plugs and ignition coils. And if we push it under the driver's side, then you can see the other spark plugs and ignition coils. We drew up this diagram to help you out. If you have a code reader and you know what ignition coil is misfiring, this will tell you which ignition coil that is on your engine. So the driver's side front of the engine spark plug would be 1, then it goes back 3, 5, and 7. On the other side is the evens, then it goes 2, 4, 6, and 8. In this video we're going to show you how to replace number 8, but it's the same process for all of them. So here's ignition coil number 8. You just want to disconnect the harness and remove these two 7mm bolts. There's one on this side, and then there's another one just opposite of it on the other side. And we'll fast forward as he loosens and removes these. With the bolts out, the ignition coil comes right off, and you just unplug your spark plug wires. And then get your 7mm bolts and tighten them in by hand to secure the ignition coil in place. And once you have that secured, just use the socket and ratchet to tighten it the rest of the way, and we'll fast forward as he does this. Now you just want to reconnect your ignition coil. Just plug in that harness up there and plug in your spark plug wires. So to put the panel back together, what you want to do is you put that top piece on, line up the access panel, and you just want to keep pushing it back into place. And what you'll see those clips have to line up. There's hooks on the van, on the floor of the van, that you need to line the latch hooks up with. Once you have it lined up, you just want to start connecting all those latches. So just hook on to the hook, pull the tab, and lock it. And you want to do that with all 4 of them. Now you can replace the cup holder panel. Just put it into place, replace those 4 10mm bolts. Helps if you do it by hand. You can hold on to it and line up all the bolts. Just start it out by hand, and then we'll fast forward as he uses the ratchet to tighten them the rest of the way. Now you can put on that little panel right there. Just clips into place. I'm going to replace the panel underneath the driver's side. Just push all the clips in. You should hear them snap. And then you just want to replace those 2 10mm bolts, and we'll fast forward as he does this. Now you just want to push that panel into place. On the passenger side, you just want to line up the clips, push it in, and then replace those 2 10mm bolts, and then you are all set.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.